Ride is Eric Lang with Ride Adventures here. I'm here with Cricket Butler. Wanted to make the introduction because, well, we've gotten to know each other over the past few months or whatever. Teammates have all met, and Cricket is coming on board as one of our adventure riding training instructors, potentially not just here in Pahrump where we are, near our training center, but also to work with us in Bend, and a whole plethora of possibilities we have in mind regarding what Cricket could get involved with as far as having a training background already, albeit more in the mountain bike world, but having a big background with that, and then also having your solid background you've developed with all the riding you've done on these dual sport adventure bikes. Give us a quick background on how long you've been riding, things like that, which bikes.
I'm Cricket Calzagon. I am new with Ride Adventures and hope to be helping them out with some of their courses coming up, specifically women's only courses. My background is mountain bike racing or mountain bike oriented, but I found motorcycles later in my life, just recently in the last 4 years, I guess, and have been playing around with the dual sports. And I really love like where the motorcycle could take me. I've been enjoying that, camping off the bike, living off the bike. I've gone through quite a learning curve, I guess. Started 4 years ago, and like I said, I started out with big bikes, and now I'm down to a little 350, but exploring BDRs and pretty much any dirt road I see now. I'm pretty confident that I can make it up there. And just I kept getting more and more excited about the motorcycle and where it can take me, and like again, camping off of it, packing off of it, living off of my bike. I eventually found my way to Ride Adventures, and that was a very pivotal point because your instructor's super skilled and highly qualified and took my skills to the next level for sure.
And there's sort of a learning process of which you started with F650 GS, was it?
I started with a BMW 650 GS, bought it sight unseen.
Oh, really?
Just got my motorcycle endorsement, actually.
Weapon of choice, so to speak, is the Husky 350.
Yeah, for BDR.
It's an interesting, how did you go from the, what is a F650 GS was probably 480-pound bike?
480.
Was that part of the reason it's not part of your riding anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I just, as a beginner bike, you know, all the guys were telling me, like, that's the greatest beginner bike right there for an adventure bike. And for me, it wasn't. You know, I went from a 20-pound mountain bike to a 480-pound motorcycle. And trying to lift it up was hard. Like, I basically couldn't do it in the beginning. And so self-sufficiency is gone for me. I couldn't go out by myself. So I got rid of that bike. And then everyone's like, oh, you got to get the TR650. It's lighter. And so I got the TR650. And it was lighter, but again, I just didn't really enjoy it, and got a WR250R. Again, everyone told me that's what I needed. And finally, I just started listening to myself, and I was like, you know, I want a nimble bike that I can ride and be self-sufficient. And so I eventually ended up with the SD350, kind of a lightweight setup with bags. And yeah, I could pretty much go anywhere on that bike.
I was with Cricket and the rest of the team. We were out this past weekend here in Pahrump at the training center. And a full group of riders. Is always neat to hear your perspective, having been to that, been unsure of sand and now being comfortable with it, and then conveying what that process is. The customers were going through that stage of building their confidence and learning the body positions.
Absolutely. Like, you guys took it like to a skill set that I just wasn't sure I could ever achieve. And that was like when sand would literally turn me around. I'm usually right by myself, right? And if I hit a huge patch of sand, I'm like, there's probably more. And then I would usually turn around and go back. And now it's not even, I don't even think about it.
Your bike's very specific to you. What changes did you feel you had to make? Because you are a little bit height challenged.
Yes.
So the FE comes a little bit tall.
Yes.
So what did you think about it when you first got it? What was your concern? Oh my God. Yeah, it's a lighter bike, but it's a taller bike.
No, but that is a great question because, like, again, if I hadn't started with that BMW in the beginning, I wouldn't have gotten to the point where I'm at now. And now I know, like, you can lower a bike. You can have that suspension tuned for you, specifically for you and what you're going to go do. And it is a huge advantage. So I had it lowered for inches. It was a really tall bike. Again, I do a lot of things solo. So for me, it was very important that I could at least catch a little bit.
That was this one that was lowered?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say the WR250, pretty similar bike.
I lowered the 250 as well, but I did that with a lowering lead and dropping the forks and the stanchion, and it just doesn't handle like this bike. This bike is like, to me, it's like just a stop, but better.
And do you miss a larger bike in any way? like a BMW?
I do a little bit. I think for like the longer street stuff, but so I'm a huge proponent of buying a bike for what you want to do. And for me, I want to do dirt. And I want to be able to go explore like dirt roads wherever they are. I want to go see what's up that road. And that big BMW kind of inhibiting me from that a little bit. And this bike allows me to do that. So yeah, I suffer a little bit on the street, but in the dirt, that's where I wanted to shop.
The other heavier bike riders suffer in the dirt, so you're making up for it there. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, part of getting Cricket involved here, so glad to have her on board, is that we have been offering ladies-only training dates. If you checked our website and see that, now we're glad to say that instead of some middle-aged bald guy out there teaching you ladies, somebody like Cricket could be out there maybe casting a better voice than some of the guys can sometimes, and helping you learn from that perspective, whatever that is, however it goes. But again, Cricket is certainly going to be capable, whether it's a men's test or whatever, all linens test, the riding positions and the skill and things like that. The techniques are still the same, no matter which group you want to be in. But that option to be there with Cricket and have her perspective.
And it's also a group of women together. It's a very supportive environment. Like, it's not, my background is not racing. I didn't come out of the womb racing. I've learned those skills. I honed them in to the point where I'm at now. And I just know that if I can do it, anyone can do it. You just have to have the confidence. I'm excited about helping anyone learn to become a better rider and become more efficient on the bike and have more confidence and skills.
And so with that, part of what we're also constructing is these packages where you'll see soon the option to not only come in for training, but then to actually use that on a ride. So we're going to have multi-day packages that involve just having your bike, but also your off-bike experiences, learning, fixing flats. We call it our ARC course, Adventure Ready, so that you're ready to handle whatever comes up along the trail, whether it's fixing flats or rerouting side stand switches or learning how to navigate.
Yeah, like a real life experience, right? Like, you take the training, the training now, you've got some skills, you've honed in your skills. The next step is definitely to take that to where you want to go eventually. You want to do more adventures out dirt, right? Honing in other parts of that is, riding a weighted bike, very different from riding a non-weighted bike, and then learning how to camp off that bike, carry your gear and prepare for trailside repairs and all that. It's all of it combined. It's going to make you a much more self-sufficient rider. So I guess my expertise in all of this is really my background in bike packing. If you think about adventure riding on a motorcycle and bike packing, which is basically camping off of a bicycle, which is what I basically did for over 20 years. Built a business around it. Did a lot of consultations, a lot of racing. I've lived off my bike a lot. Put tens of thousands of miles down on that bicycle. Becoming a more efficient rider is so important. And I don't care if it's on a bicycle. I don't care if it's on a motorcycle. It's like it's the way you think about how you pack that bike. Do you take the kitchen sink with you? No. You want to have fun when you're out there, right? And the more stuff you have with you, the more cumbersome it is, the heavier it is. The bike's going to get weighted. It's going to handle differently in the sand, the rocks, and all that stuff. So packing light, being efficient, making sure you have the right stuff with you to repair the bike. Weather changes. We all know Mother Nature is bipolar. Let's be prepared for Mother Nature.
Finding items, gear that perhaps has dual purpose is a big one too. Back to the point of being light, and that all plays down to how much energy do you have at the end of the day? Are you going to be able to get through that day, or did you waste all that energy picking up a bike that's a lot heavier than it used to be? And so there's between all of our instructors, really, that's something we want to keep doing through our training, is bring that expertise to you, keep you from buying stuff that maybe didn't need to be purchased in the first place.
Yeah, and it goes back to the training too, right? Like body position. The stuff that you learn in ADV 1, right? Your body positioning, balance, all of that comes into play to make you a more efficient rider. And at the end of the day, and you did your campsite, you are not being down, you feel good. And that's the whole goal, right? To get out there and have fun.
What is packing your fears, and how does that relate to camping off the motorcycle?
Packing your fears, meaning that you basically are preparing for the worst. I see people pack 2 tents because what if something happens to the first tent? You need a second tent, or packing 7 days of food when, you're on a motorcycle. You're going to need gas every single day. You're going to get water. You're going to have food. You're going to have snacks. You don't need to pack 7 days of food unless you're in Mongolia somewhere, maybe. I guess packing your fears is just coming up with a way of thinking that is a little different. Just taking everything that you think you might be on a trip.
Did you have any key moments in ADV1 pivotal for you?
I did take your class, ADV One. I have a friend who found you guys on Instagram, and we signed up for the course. It was kind of a impulse thing, but she drove all the way down from Montana. I drove in from Texas, and we met and came across her range. My confidence level definitely increased after that course, and then I was just able to go out there and like ride sand more confidently, ride through washes more confidently. Like Southern Nevada is very different from riding Montana. Loose terrain, definitely became more comfortable. I just felt like I had more tools in my tool chest to actually handle what was thrown in me. And I don't feel like I had to turn around anymore. Like I feel like I have the tools to get through an obstacle now.
Yeah, a lot of riders come to us not quite sure if they're doing the right thing in the right body position. And it's that feedback from our instructors and they're reminded where feet should be and where elbows should be and how grips should be and all those things. It's a lot of information to take in over a couple of days of training, but it all boils down to a more comfortable, more efficient, less energy consuming rider. Lots of good things coming out of this training.
Yeah, I think the refinement of, having someone look at you and comment on like, hey, it could just be small little tweaks, like where your feet are on the foot pits or is your weight forward or too far back? It's like all of that stuff. Just those little tiny adjustments made a huge difference on the bike. And that was my first official training ever. I've never taken a training course before. So for me to have that official training was just, the training is super important, period.
At the end of the day, Ride Adventures was built and made to help people get on these bikes and safely explore the world and find opportunities to go places they might have thought they were never going to go otherwise. And especially if it comes through the dirt, there's just a better, maybe takes you to the smallest villages and the tiny little dirt road towns in the world that you might not go to. And whether that applies to the guys that want to learn and be better riders or the gals, we don't care. We want everyone to be out there getting better, more confident as riders, exploring more, meeting more riders to be able to do these things with. Our training packages alone are an opportunity for riders to meet other riders and then maybe have people to go home and ride with because they're from the same area or whatever it is. And so that's my only goal, is just to make sure that ladies are not feeling ever left out of these situations or maybe not signing up for training. Not only cricket will bring comfort to the situation for the ladies to learn, but other instructors, the gals that want to get involved and do this as well, because I know the program is going to keep growing and we're going to need more than just cricket out there helping the ladies learn to ride and get comfortable with this stuff.
And I do think that having a women's only group is usually supportive. It's not high pressure or anything like that. I just think when you get a group of women together like that, it's just the support you have for one another, helping them through it. And we've all probably experienced similar experiences with trying to ride with people and keep up with them and just get demoralized by not being able to do that or ride a certain skill and then having people say, well, you should be able to ride that. Again, I want to just emphasize that if I can learn how to do this, anyone can learn how to do this.
Lots of good reasons for us to focus on creating women's only dates. You'll see them listed on our website, both in Bend, Oregon and Pahrump, and future locations that we offer this stuff. We want to get you out there riding and exploring the world.